Good morning everyone, my name is Dodds. Welcome to part 4 of episode 91 of Dodds Diaries. Today is Thursday 22nd of July. Time is now 20 past 8 and before day here in London. Just like yesterday, I'm going to be heading out of the capital for a bit. Well, this time just half the day. I'm going to travel down to Brighton this morning. It's supposed to be another hot, lovely sunny day, so I think I'm going to take advantage now and visit the seaside one more time before apparently the weather's meant to change at the weekend. Also planning to take off Victoria Station, spot there, which I'm hoping to do first thing once I get to Victoria Station. And coming back, I want to go and have a look at Buckingham Palace and possibly go along Hyde Park as well. So that's the plan for today. Yesterday was a scorcher of a day and a fab day in Bournemouth. Now we're going to have another good seaside resort. Yesterday was the Dorset coast. Today we're heading down to the Sussex coast. Now I'm hoping Brighton station will be alright. It is, after all, Southern Railway managed. They were good there when I went there in 2010, so I'm hoping they will be good today. And also, this time, well, last time I went from the middle of London, Thameslink line, to Brighton. But this time I'm planning to go from Victoria to Brighton. Not in the space of 5 minutes, like the black and white film, London to Brighton. But journey time will take an hour if I get one of their Class 377 AMUs down to there. Okay, out I go. I'm going to walk around to Bayswater and I will catch the Circle line from there. It's another sunny morning in London. Right, a good start to the morning. I'm at Victoria Station, signed in. Gonna do about 40-something minutes here before I head down to the coast. So this is the southeastern half. That train there is going to Orpington. And in the other half, which is where I will go to get the train to Brighton, that's where all the southern trains depart from, as well as Gatwick Express services. One of the, I think, the second busiest in London in terms of commuter traffic. I've now done 6 terminals, so I'm doing really, really well getting through all these London stations.
Customer information. Chair works take place most weekends and most evenings on the weekend and may affect your journeys. Please check your journey before travelling at nationalrail.co.uk. Thank you.
That train's going off to the seaside. It's going to Ramsgate, which also goes to other seaside resorts like Broadstairs and of course Margate. Margate is of course a well popular location with Londoners. There's also where they filmed Only Fools and Horses, the Jolly Boys outing. That's a Southern 377 down there. As well as Brighton, you can also go to Eastbourne and I think Hastings from here as well. Please check your journey before travelling at nationalrail.co.uk. Thank you.
Passengers for Mitcham Junction and Hackbridge should board the front 7 coaches. Platform 11 for the 10:11 Southern service to Epsom via Mitcham Junction.
My train to Brighton is actually a Gatwick Express 387.
Good morning, this is your driver. I'd like to apologise, you just left Victoria here about 1 minute late. This is due to passenger not boarding the train in time and walked in the dispatch corridor. Thank you for travelling with Southern.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to Brighton. The next station is East Croydon.
I believe that's Grosvenor Siding over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So we go
Brilliant.
East Croydon, Gatwick, Haywards Heath, then to Brighton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's absolutely the wisest thing to do.
Just passing over the River Thames, Victoria Bridge. Just up there, that's Battersea Park.
Hello. Yeah.
Well, I can't see it now.
Yeah. When what's due loan, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the line from Waterloo.
Exactly.
So just coming through Clapham Junction.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, obviously they wouldn't have him in high dependency and stuff, but there's no space about it. It's do you know what? It's like in our family, we always knew that, like, for instance, Sophie's pain threshold was low. If ever there was a door to walk into, anyway, stuff, yeah. I'm good on it, actually. Do you know what? I had actually had a really decent night's sleep and got up and had some breakfast.
I'm just past Clapham Junction.
Bethany's other mates, Jason and Mark, were down from Manchester.
So So we're just passing through like parts of southwest London. That was Wandsworth Common, just went through. Just under an hour's ride to Sussex. This is Balham. Oh, that's Croydon, just up there. East Croydon. This is where the line from London Bridge joins. You can also get off here for the Croydon tram link. It's going to be a busy train by the looks of it. Everyone heading to the coast.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to Brighton. The next station is Gatwick Airport.
Used to be a network rail manager station back in the day, and it looks like this station's getting a refurb. But it does need one.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to Brighton.
A couple of British Airways
The next
planes
station
over there.
is Haywards Heath.
See a lot of EasyJet and TUI over there. Outside of Three Bridges.
We are now approaching Haywards Heath. Welcome aboard the Southern service to Brighton. The next station is Brighton.
na razie zostaję tam, gdzie jestem. No ja tam płacę niedużo, to wprawdzie chleb jest, ale już się przyzwyczaiłem, wiesz, no na razie się nie będę ruszał, nie. Sorry, ale... A, bo ty nie zostałeś w końcu na tej plaży, co?
We are now approaching Brighton, our final destination. Thank you for travelling with Southern. Please remember to take all your belongings with you when you leave the train.
Right, 11:38. I'm now once again on the south coast. I've now come down to Sussex, and here I am in sunny Brighton. It is red hot here. Yeah, that's a Class 313. This is a Thameslink 700 here. That's a 700 coming in from London. Now, train services. To the left is the West Coast Way that takes you towards Worthing, Bodmin Regis, Littlehampton, you can go to, and of course to Portsmouth. And up north takes you towards Haywards Heath, Gatwick and London. To the right is the East Coast Way that takes you to Seaford, New Haven and on towards Lewes and Eastbourne. So trains come from both Victoria and then also Bedford via St Pancras, Thameslink and Blackfriars, just like this Class 700 here. Of other facts about Brighton train services. Just like Poole and Blackpool and Swansea and London Paddington, this used to be served by Virgin Cross Country back in the day. Brighton did remain with cross country trains up until I believe 2008. At that point I think it was then just reduced to 1 or 2 services each way from Birmingham and Manchester. In the old days you would have had like Class 47s with the rake of Mark IIs and Virgin Cross Country HSTs that would operate here. Also Great Western Railway operator here, but only just 1 or 2 services each way on a weekday and Saturday.
Charlie 2 to the bike. So we've lost the 1239 Victoria in and out. That's terminating, starting at Haywards Heath due to the SPAD at Purley.
Let's go ahead along the east coast way to Hastings. Some good places along there like New Haven and Eastbourne, and then towards Hastings. Right, I'm going to finish it in here. I'm going to head to the seafront. There has been problems with there's been some trains delayed and cancelled. There's been a signalling problem up at Red Hill. That's affecting a lot of Thameslink services. Right, I'm now sunny Brighton Beach, the Sussex coast. Once again, it's another beautiful hot sunny day down here in the south. There's Brighton Pier over there. Now, Bournemouth Beach yesterday was all sandy, golden sands. However, places like here and Eastbourne, this is all a shingle beach, so it's pretty much all pebble stones. That's the old Brighton Pier over there. That was burned down in a fire. So, all been a shingle beach, so you're best off walking with shoes on here. I might actually go and hire one of them deck chairs out. I'm going to be here, not as long as yesterday, but I'm going to be here till around tea time. I'm having such a beautiful holiday, mate. It's been a mix of everything. City sightseeing, train spotting, and seaside. Anyway, if you're heading that way, heading east takes you over towards New Haven, Seaford, Lewis and Eastbourne. It's a nice resort, Eastbourne. If you want like a quiet alternative to, say, here or Bournemouth. Hastings is along that way. And then heading west, head towards Shoreham and Worthing, Littlehampton, Bognor Regis, and then on towards Portsmouth and Southsea. There's been many famous events down here, obviously known for its LGBT community as well. A lovely community indeed. So have a lot of pride events down here every year. I don't know if they've been happening obviously during the pandemic, but also a lot of politicians come down here as well. They usually have a lot of conference meetings. I think there's a hotel over that way. There's been many famous meetings in that, so politicians from the likes of Maggie Thatcher and Tony Blair, like in the 90s. A lot of famous people have come down here. Here's what the British holiday is all about. Seaside, fish and chips, amusements, pints of beer. Having a lovely time. Cheers everyone. Beautiful stuff this. Paid about I think £5 something. Just over there. I think this is actually brewed in Camden. This, yeah, it's really nice. It's not exactly being abroad, but hey, cheers. It's the closest I've getting to being abroad this year. Down on the shore of Brighton Beach, and what you notice with this beach, it is quite steep, like a massive slope. When you walk on this beach, you're better off having shoes on. That sea, the English Channel, it looks absolutely beautiful indeed. I would love to go and have another swim in that today, but it'll be another year. This is obviously very popular with Londoners. It's only like an hour away, and this place is that's the Bed Hotel up there, where there's been many conferences and meetings in there. Just look at that sun just glistening on the sea. Looking along the west of Brighton, I have some news for you. Over there is the British Airways I360 with the rotating viewing, and I'm going to be going on that. I've literally just booked tickets to go on that at 5 o'clock. Well, it's a once in a blue moon opportunity for me, so I may as well make the most of it while I'm down here. This is, after all, my last seaside trip of this holiday. Over there is the remains of the old pier, and here is the British Airways I360 viewing tower. And I'm going to be going in that pod and right the way up there, and it's going to be amazing. And up the British Airways I360 we go. The view's just going to get better and better. I think I'm going to be higher than what I was on Tuesday with the London Eye. lovely look here. See right away along west, eastwards, and the Beachy Head is somewhere up there. Right up at the top now, and this is an absolutely stunning view indeed of Brighton. That sea looks absolutely astonishing colour. Look at all of Brighton all here. That's the station over there. Well, we're going back down now, and the view on here has just been absolutely amazing. As soon as I'm back at the bottom, I think I'll go back to the station and catch the next train up to Victoria. That was absolutely spectacular ride. This has been a spectacular seaside resort. It's come up towards 5:30. I'm going to finish it here in Brighton. It's been absolutely lovely indeed. I'd love to come back to the south coast another year. Is that for me? I do not know. Anyway, this is the last of my seaside trips while I'm away this week. I'm going to head back to the station now. I'm going to catch the 1809 to take us back to London Victoria. That'll get us back into London at 7:10. And then I'll be just sightseeing there for the rest of the evening before I go back to my hotel. Brighton and Bournemouth, that's in the top two of the UK's popular seaside resorts I've done in the same week, and with absolutely beautiful weather indeed. I've hit absolute lucky. I recommend going on the I-360. It's the view is what you get at the very top of it. Absolute spectacular indeed. Right, here's my train, 1809, back to London Victoria, a Class 387 Gatwick Express service. Most of these trains are running full length, mainly due to the pandemic timetable. Also, I think at times like this, busy days on hot summer, just as well they're running full trains, get more people on.
Aboard your 1809 Southern service to London Victoria. This evening we'll be calling at Hayward Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon and finally London Victoria with a booked arrival time of 1909. It's exactly 1 hour after leaving Brighton. Your train this evening is formed of 12 coaches and it does stretch the entire length of the platform here at Brighton. so we do encourage you to spread yourselves out using all available coaches. This will aid you in keeping a 2-metre social distance. We'd also like to request that customers respect each other by wearing face coverings in crowded areas. We'd also like to pass my apologies for the cancellation of the previous London Victoria service. If you are caught up in that, this was due to a shortage of train crew. Welcome on board your 1809 Southern service to London Victoria. Next station stop on this service will be Haywards Heath.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to London Victoria, calling at Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, and London Victoria. The next station is Haywards Heath. Welcome aboard the Southern service to London Victoria. The next station is Haywards Heath.
Once again, a very good evening and welcome on board passengers. This is your Southern service to London Victoria, now calling at Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon and London Victoria, where we are due to arrive at 19:08. My name's Adam, and along with my colleague Nigel, we are your onboard supervisors for the journey up to London this evening. You will see us passing through the train. If you do have any questions for us, please do not hesitate to stop us as you see us passing through the train. Once we've had a little walk through, we will be checking tickets this evening, so please do make sure you do have those to hand. And although it is no longer mandatory, we will be wearing our face coverings. For those of you who are able to, it is greatly appreciated if you could do the same. Finally, can I remind passengers that seats are for bums and not bags. Do try to keep those aisles and doorways free, so those bags should be kept off the seats. They can be stored either overhead or by the luggage racks located near the doorways. And one last thing, first class will be in operation on today's service. You can identify first class by the white headrests and the stickers on the windows. If you are sitting in first class without a first class ticket, please can I ask that you move from this area now. Once again then, a very good evening and welcome on board. This is your Southern service to London Victoria. Our next station will be Haywards Heath.
This is Haywards Heath. This train is the southern service to London Victoria, calling at Gatwick Airport, East Croydon and London Victoria. The next station is Gatwick Airport. Welcome aboard the southern service to London Victoria. The next station is Gatwick Airport.
That's the depot, south depot for the Thameslink 700s. Just passing through three bridges.
Okay, everyone, in a few minutes we will arrive at Gatwick Airport, change there for Redhill, Reigate, Guildford and Reading. At Redhill you can change for services towards Tunbridge. If you were leaving the train at Gatwick Airport, please do ensure you take all of your belongings. Don't leave anything unattended anywhere on the railway station or in the airport terminals. All flights at the moment are operating from the North Terminal. Easy peasy lemon squeezy to get to that. Just walk off the railway station concourse in towards the airport, where you'll start seeing signs for the North Terminal, and you'll get to it using the airport's free shuttle service. Very exciting ride as well. Okay, once we've departed Gatwick Airport, we will continue on to East Croydon and London Victoria. So the next stop is Gatwick Airport. Thank you.
A very jolly, good on-board supervisor, I should say, because they don't have conductors on these trains. It's all driver-only operation.
Welcome aboard the southern service to London Victoria. The next station is Gatwick Airport.
The runway is over that way. All the flights are going from the North Terminal at the moment.
We are now approaching Gatwick Airport.
There we are now, all the EasyJet to British Airways. Hopefully next year I'll be on one of them. Well, I can still do domestic flights here in the UK, but can't go abroad. Hopefully I'll be doing that next year. This station is getting a rebuild. So they're putting a new platform in.
This is Gatwick Airport. This train is the southern service to London Victoria, calling at East Croydon and London Victoria. The next station is East Croydon. Welcome aboard the southern service to London Victoria. The next station is East Croydon. This is East Croydon. This train is the southern service to London Victoria. The next station is London Victoria. Welcome aboard the southern service to London Victoria. The next station is London Victoria.
time now, we will be arriving into London Victoria, our final station where this train will terminate. As always, I would like to remind passengers to please take all of your belongings with you when you leave this train and do mind the gap between our train and the platform edge. Whilst on the station, please do try to keep your distance between yourselves and all other passengers wherever possible. And whilst travelling around London on public transport, face masks are still mandatory, so please be wearing yours unless you are exempt. For passengers this evening requiring the London Underground, I should let you know there are some delays to journeys on the Metropolitan, Circle, as well as the Hammersmith and City lines. Aside from that, all other London Underground lines are currently running a good service. And if we do have any passengers that require a bus or a taxi, please go through the ticket barriers across the station concourse. You will find buses and taxis just outside the front of the station. Whilst travelling in London, if you do see anything suspicious, please do report it to a member of staff, or you can text the British Transport Police on 61016. Remember those 3 S's. See it, say it, sorted. On behalf of myself and Nigel, as well as our driver, we would like to thank you for travelling with Southern this evening, and do wish you a pleasant, safe rest of your day. Our final station in a few moments' time will be London Victoria.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to London Victoria.
And just up
The
here
next station is
Battersea
London
Park,
Victoria.
behind this building. Surrounded by buildings now.
We are now approaching London Victoria, our final destination. Thank you for travelling with Southern. Please remember to take all your belongings with you when you leave the train.
Right, I'm back in London. It's now 8 o'clock. Got off the train at 7:10. And had my tea in Wetherspoons in Victoria Station. now that I'm back, I'm basically now here in the capital until, well, for the rest of the holiday now. So now things can just slow down. I can take it easy now. In the meantime, I'm walking along Buckingham Palace Road, which will take me up to Buckingham Palace itself. So there's a National Express coach. Victoria Court Station is just round the corner from here. Right, and so here I am at Buckingham Palace, home of Her Majesty the Queen. And because that flag is fully raised, I believe that means she is in residence. It's much quieter around here than usual. That's probably because of the COVID pandemic. Obviously there are still restrictions on international tourists, like non-UK citizens coming into the country. So the majority of people that we hear will be like UK people like me and locals and all that. Still though, it feels lovely to see London coming all back to life. It's going to be very strange times in there now. Obviously this year we lost Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. He sadly died at age 99 back in April. They usually have all sorts of events here, and also I've been up at Horse Stars Parade, like they have like the Troop in the Colour for the Queen's birthday and the changing of the guard. Just would love to have been here in the Jubilee of 2012 when the band Madness were playing on the very top of Buckingham Palace. I remember hearing watching Suggs on telly and belting all the tunes out from up there. Okay, so this is the Mall. To the right is St James's Park. We've also got a birdcage walk just further up there. And you can see up there, there is Big Ben, just up there. I will probably go and visit that area a couple more times for the rest of the week. Over this way, to the left, is Green Park. And then when you go that way, further down, just checking on my map, that's down Constitution Hill, which takes you up to Wellington Arch and then to Hyde Park Corner. While there were no sign of the Royal Scots Guardsmen, or the Grenadier Guards maybe, there are, of course, the heavily armed Diplomatic Protection Unit of the Metropolitan Police. Several officers. There's always officers or soldiers on duty 24/7 outside of Buckingham Palace, keeping the Queen safe and sound. When I see the Union Jack flying like that, it just makes me so proud of being British, the best of British. Right, I'm having such a lovely evening. Rather than going for a green park, I think, because I've never done it before, I fancy having a walk all the way down the Mall. It's warm out here, nice little breeze. It's an absolutely beautiful evening in London tonight. Got some high profile ones in there. I wonder who that could be. So walking down the Mall, just had a high profile. 2 high profiles, went into Lancaster House. I like walking down this street, it's lovely. It's very peaceful. This is a lovely walk what I'm having. Right next to St James's Park. Not to be confused with St James's Park up in Newcastle. Still the best football stadium in the world. Anyway, it's a lovely warm humid evening. And I'm absolutely loving this walk. There's a band playing somewhere in St James's Park, I think.
Just a little bit. Followed by.
So I've walked all the way down the Mall and I've come to Admiralty Arch. Another stunning icon. This is the thing with London. Everywhere you look, there's always something to take a picture of. That's how far I walked. Right the way down. The other end, from the other end. So I'm having a lovely, relaxing evening. Even just walking, that's very, very relaxing for me. I haven't actually been using the tube that much this week while I've been down here. Only when I've actually, to be honest, had to. And anyway, now here I am at Trafalgar Square. So I've walked from Victoria to Buckingham Palace, then down the Mall, under the Admiralty Arch. Now here I am at Trafalgar Square. And what I am going to do next is not get the tube, I'm going to walk. I'm going to go that way. I'm actually going to head up to Piccadilly Circus now. I hope it gives us a chance to see it lit up at night time. It will get dark soon, maybe about an hour's time. Let's obviously do use the tube, you know, a lot, maybe in the cold weather, but like in the summertime, perhaps try and walk a little bit more of London, and you'll actually get to places maybe quite quickly as well, if you're quite fit. So here's Whitehall, which is down that way, and you can see Big Ben down there in the distance. There's a bus there, the London Red buses. Talking of buses, there won't be any Route Master buses out. Heritage Tours have stopped running with the original AEC Route Masters. London is starting to, all the lights are coming on, now it's getting dark. Of course, here is Nelson's Column. Now, I'm going to walk to Piccadilly Circus. Some more London icons, the black taxi, the London double-decker red bus, and also the red telephone box. There's not many of these around, obviously now in the days of mobile phones and all that. Who uses the public telephones these days? Sometimes you can see these in blue coloured. In the late old days you would see like police boxes and all that on the streets. That's the number 6 bus over there. Here's the modern Route Master, but that's the number 12 to Oxford Circus. And as we head to Piccadilly Circus, standing outside Canada House, which I believe was where is the Canadian embassy. It's the flag of Canada there with a maple leaf. Just walked off Pall Mall East over there. Pall Mall is another street that's on the Monopoly board. Now I'm just going to walk round to the Haymarket. Which will take us up to Piccadilly Circus. It's the 12 to Dulwich Library, the 139 to Waterloo. We're just passing Her Majesty's Theatre. We'll have the Phantom of the Opera. You can tell we are definitely in the West End. I'm enjoying this walk. But also doing these walks for you, so you can get perspective of what I'm seeing. See what you think of London from a viewer's perspective. I can tell you, it's still quite warm out here. I think at least 20 degrees out here. There's going to be another hot, humid night. Well, then again, my hotel room has been hot no matter what for the last few nights. I need to get to looking at some of these other streets and the shops in the next few days. Here's another one, the London Black Cabs. I've got a number of shops and streets to have a look at. I've got to look at Harrods department store, I've got to look at Oxford Street, Carnaby Street. like Covent Garden and all that. Still got them to have a look at. It's good to see nightclubs like Tighter Tighter and all that have just reopened. And Piccadilly Circus is just at the end of this street, round the corner. So here's Piccadilly Circus. There's a big screen with all the adverts on. That is Regent Street, that way. And that way is heading Regent Street, St James, that way. And we've got Shaftesbury Avenue over there. And then that way heads to Coventry Street, another street in the Monopoly Board, London Edition, and Leicester Square is just further around there. Also, Covent Garden is nearby as well. I think I might move on to that next. Continue my walk. We'll head to Leicester Square next. That's Shaftesbury Avenue to the left. I like these. I like them. So continuing my journey to Covent Garden, I'm now walking through Leicester Square. It's the first time this week I get to see it lit up at night time. Over there is M&M's World, which I must go in this week. I really feel the big buzz of the West End in this part of the capital. I love it around here. When nightclubs now reopened in England, there's even more of an atmosphere out here. Continuing on to Covent Garden, walking across Cranbourne Street from the WC2 area. That's the postcode area. One of the entrances to Leicester Square Tube Station, just up here. Walking across Long Acre. I've just had a pint in the Long Acre pub just there, so it gives me another example to sample the many bars and restaurants in this magnificent city. And we are not far from Covent Garden now, and then once I get to there, that's when I'll start making my way back to my hotel. I can actually see the tube station for Covent Garden from here. And so, at 11:15, I have now made it to Covent Garden. I've walked from Victoria to Buckingham Palace, along the Mall, to Trafalgar Square, to Piccadilly Circus, to Leicester Square, and this is where I finished my little evening walk tonight at Covent Garden. Now this is a nice area. Got some more pubs and restaurants around here. This is Covent Garden Market. And somewhere around here is the London Transport Museum, which I am about to go into this week. Hey, London is just magnificent, lit up at night time. I absolutely love this city. The tube station is up there, it's the Piccadilly line. Between here and Leicester Square, it's actually the shortest distance between any two tube stations out of the entire network. I'm going to take a little more look around here, and then I think I'll make my way back to my hotel. So the Transport Museum is up there. That's where I'll be going later in the week. We're going to continue this way. When I say we, I mean me. Now I'm going to go and start making my way back to Queensway now, back to my hotel. So look at a couple of tubes. What I'm going to do is jump on the Piccadilly line to Green Park. So I'm going to do myself a little tube ride. I'm going to go from here to Green Park on the Piccadilly line, and then a bit of the Victoria up to Oxford Circus, and then back to Queensway on the Central. Right, back in me hotel now. It's now 10 past midnight, so it's now Friday morning. To end today's part of me holiday, it's been another fantastic day I've had. Started this morning filming Victoria Station. Once again, Network Rail were on the ball, no problem at all. Then went down to Brighton, another sunny seaside trip, and Brighton, another fantastic resort. Within the space of 2 days, I've done 2 of the UK's top 5 popular resorts, Bournemouth and today Brighton. Brighton was lovely, wonderful indeed. The beach though, places like that and Eastbourne, quite a few others along that south coast, they're not really, there's hardly any sand, it's all mainly shingle beach, so you mainly have to walk around on that with your shoes on, otherwise the ground can be quite, some stones could be sharp. Hired out a deck chair for a few quid and had a pint. And I went on like Brighton Pier, like continued walking along the front. There's a little train little road train what goes along the front of Brighton seafront. There's also a little electric train as well. But the other feature, what it had, the other attraction, was what's called the British Airways i360. It's a massive tower. I think it might have been bigger than, I don't know if it's taller than, it might not be as tall as Blackpool Tower, but it was a very tall tower and it's got a pod around it. So yeah, you go in it basically you're checking in like you do actually in an airport. You go through like security and that, and you could think of it as more of a vertical pier where you go in it but you just then go up, and it's got a little bar on it as well. And the views once you get to the very top are absolute stunning. You can see a lot more of the Sussex coast. You can see like west, like along towards like Shoreham and maybe Worthing, and then the east you could see right along to I think Beachy Head you could see. I did Brighton Station, and Southern staff, they were brilliant indeed. Just asked one of the Irish staff, and even let one of the staff on the platform know, and they were absolutely fine, no problems, straight away. Some of the trains were cancelled. There was a problem around Purley area in South London. Thames Links 700s. Now the train I actually got to Brighton wasn't a 377 there and back. It was actually a Gatwick Express, class 387, and they were all running full length, 12 carriages. They're mainly doing that because of the COVID pandemic timetables, but actually good on them, because obviously trains going to seaside resorts like that at this time of the year would be absolutely jam-packed. So 12 carriages, at least more people can then get on. So Southern's class 313s, they were on the West Coast Way and I think on the East Coast Way services. The old days at Thames Link, you would get 319s going there, and 377s as well, or 78. They used to go down there. I remember that from 11 years ago. So until now, it was 16 years that I went to Bournemouth, and until now it was 11 years that I went to Brighton. Now in 2021, I've just done them locations. Come back to London on the 6:10 train, stopped at Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport. Gatwick Airport looked at absolute building site. They're on rebuilding that station. So all the planes in the airport and the little train that goes into the airport terminal, and stopped at East Croydon on the way back, and then through Clapham Junction and back to Victoria. I had my dinner in Wetherspoons in Victoria, and then now when you get around London, obviously some people will use the tube as much as they want, which is good if the weather's like really cold, but when it's like 27 degrees outside, and it's lovely and sunny, a better way to look around London is walk it. And that's what I did in stages. Walked from Victoria Station all the way to Covent Garden, stopping off at Buckingham Palace, walked along the Mall, stopped at Trafalgar Square, Piccadilly Circus, Leicester Square, had a drink there, and then finished at Covent Garden. And a lovely walk it was to see London just slowly lighten up at night as the sun was going down. Covent Garden is a place I will be back later on. I think at the weekend, yeah, it'll be at the weekend when I go back there. I'm getting a few tubes back to here. Now tomorrow's part 5. Now I'm going to be sticking with London for the rest of the holiday. Tomorrow I'm going to be cracking up doing some of the intercity stations, so starting with Liverpool Street Station in the morning, and hopefully I can get on at Fenchurch Street Station. That has been a bit of a hit and miss. After all, Network Rail do not manage that station anymore. And then I need to start doing some shopping bits, so I'm going to have a look at like City of London area, financial area, and I'm thinking of going to like Oxford Circus, Regent Street, and also Harrods department store as well. And I think also I'm going to try and get some of the big stations ticked off, like might try and get King's Cross, Euston and St Pancras ticked off. But anyway, all that's to come tomorrow's part. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then. Good night.